I never imagined that my life would take such a turn. My name is Claire Whitman, and I've always prided myself on being the strong, independent woman my family needed after my husband passed away. I devoted myself to raising my nephew Ethan, who had always been my pride and joy. But as the summer sun warmed the small town of Willow Creek, it also ignited a fire within me that I had long thought extinguished. Ethan had just returned from college, and I was thrilled to have him back. Home he was no longer. The little boy I had raised, he had grown into a handsome, intelligent young man. Our bond had always been close. But as we spent more time together, I began to notice a shift in our relationship. The way he looked at me. The way his laughter made my heart race. It was all so intoxicating one evening. As we sat on the porch watching the sunset, I felt a rush of nostalgia. You've grown up so much. Ethan, I can hardly believe how fast time has flown. I said, my voice soft almost. Wistful. He turned to me. His gaze intense. I've always admired you, Aunt CLA. You've been my rock. His words sent a shiver down my spine, and I felt a warmth spread through me that I hadn't felt in years that night. Sleep eluded me. I found myself wandering to my bedroom, the weight of my thoughts heavy on my mind. I was surprised when I heard a soft knock on my door. It was Ethan, standing there with a look of uncertainty in his eyes. "What are you doing here?" I asked. My heart racing, I couldn't sleep. He admitted. Stepping inside, the air was thick with tension, and as he sat beside me, I could feel the distance between us evaporating. We talked for hours, sharing our dreams and fears. But soon, the conversation shifted, and the air grew charged with unspoken desires. "Aunt Claire, I feel something between us," he confessed, his voice barely a whisper. My heart raced, and I knew I should have pushed him away, told him it was wrong. But instead, I leaned in, our lips brushing together softly. The kiss ignited something deep within me, a longing I had buried. For far too long in that moment, I surrendered to my desires, and we melted into each other, lost in a world where nothing else mattered. What began as a stolen kiss quickly escalated into something more was shared, a bed that night wrapped in each other's arms, exploring the depths of our connection. The physical intimacy was intoxicating, a heady mix of desire and vulnerability that left me breathless. Each touch ignited a fire within me, awakening feelings I had long buried beneath the weight of responsibility and grief. In a moment of overwhelming passion, he entered me, filling me completely, and I gasped at the intensity of the sensation. It was a union that felt both forbidden and exhilarating, a connection that transcended the boundaries of our relationship. As the dawn broke, casting a soft light across the room, reality began to seep back in. I turned to look at Ethan, his face peaceful in sleep, and my heart achty with the weight of what we'd done. This was my nephew, the boy I'd watched grow up, and yet here we were, entangled in a web of passion that defied every societal norm. Claire, Ethan stirred his voice, thick with sleep. He opened his eyes and smiled, a smile that made my heart flutter. Did we really? Yes, I whispered, my voice trembling. But we can't keep doing this. His expression shifted, confusion clouding his features. Why not? I don't want to stop. I've never felt this way about anyone before. I sat up, pulling the sheets around me as I tried to gather me thoughts. Ethan, this is wrong. We're family. What if someone finds out? What will they think of us? He reached for my hand, his touch grounding me. I don't care what anyone thinks. I care about you. Clay, I want to be with you. His words were both a balm and a dagger. I wanted to believe that we could find a way to make this work. But the weight of our reality pressed down on me. I had spent years building a life for Eustace, a life that was stable and safe. I couldn't risk it all for a fleeting moment of passion. No matter how intoxicating it was, as the days turned into weeks, we continued to meet in secret. Our stolen moments filled with both ecstasy and dread. Each encounter was a dance on the edge of a precipice, thrilling, yet terrifying. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support means everything to me and helps us create a space where we can share, reflect, and grow together.